great to be. It's my first time to be here in Hanoi, and really good to be here representing the Arbitrum ecosystem. Me and Jason are here, and two more will be joining virtually today to walk you through really the exciting opportunities to build on Arbitrum. A little bit about myself. My name is Taka, Japanese, based in Singapore. I lead marketing for the Arbitrum Foundation. And today I wanted to really share with you, what Arbitrum looks like, what a great opportunity it is, and to onboard next generation of user onto Web3. Now, okay, so why are we talking about Arbitrum today? Let's just start with that. I mean, I don't know how Web3 native you guys are, but I think you have heard it about, like Ethereum, layer 2 scaling, blah, 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 right? But what are we talking about Arbitrum today? So long story short, it's really is that Arbitrum is the largest scaling solution out there, right? It has really accomplished significant growth milestones since its mainnet launch in August 2021. So it's been only around for about 3+ years, yet it has really emerged as the undisputed scaling solution, right? Largest layer 2 project with the total value lock of over $3 billion, right? 2.5 times the biggest, 2.5 times the second biggest. And then if you actually look at DeFi Llama, where you can actually track how much of the total value lock volume there is. Sorry, miss over there. Consistent ranks in top 5. Also biggest in terms of bridged ETH volume, 1.5 million ETH to be exact, which is roughly right now at the current price around $5 billion US, which reside in Arbitrum bridges. And that means liquidity to the DeFi project. So if you're thinking about building DeFi projects, look no further, right? And then 636 million plus transactions executed last 12 months. Now, if you look at the daily transaction, it's quite already at the same level as Ethereum right now. So it really shows the size of it, right? So when I say largest, that's what Arbitrum is. Now, numbers are great. I'm pretty sure you've seen the numbers, and there will be more numbers thrown at you. But what I really want you to do is just take a step back, right? And then it's like, why does Arbitrum exist? Why does all this layer 2 stuff, right? So back in 2015, when the Ethereum launched, technology was super powerful. It was very promising. Yet there was one challenge, which is that the design was not yet built for scalability for the mass adoption, right? So the question to be really solved here was how to make Ethereum accessible to developers to develop application at the level of the scalability and affordability that web needs, right? And that's where the Arbitrum came in. So if you ever want to find like where did this Arbitrum come from, actually you should go on YouTube. YouTube is accessible here, right, in Vietnam. Go there and then look for the Arbitrum lecture at Princeton, which was done by Ed Felton, which is one of the 3 co-founders of Offchain Lab that created Arbitrum. And then he was already talking about this way early, before the Ethereum was launched. So what is Arbitrum? And what makes it so unique? So I think you hear layer 2 blockchain. That's right. Now, as the name suggests, layer 2 blockchain. It's a blockchain that sits on top of another blockchain, and in this case, it's the Ethereum. And then Arbitrum takes a lot of computation off-chain, leaving the Ethereum lean and robust, while Arbitrum still derives the security from Ethereum. Okay, so that's the layer 2 portion of it. Now, how does Arbitrum derive the security from Ethereum if the execution is moved off-chain? And then the concept I think you have heard about is proving, right? If you can prove the correctness of what happens on Ethereum off-chain instead of putting it directly everything, right? So then you can scale. And then Arbitrum uses an interactive fraud processing proving process called the optimistic rope. I think you have heard of this before if you have studied a little bit about Web3. And so it optimistically assumes that things are correct, but anyone can go and engage with fraud proofs to check the validity of these transactions. So what does it really all this mean, right? Arbitrum really scales blockchain with the best technology out there, but that also provides flexibility. That's what I need you to take away. Now we're gonna go a little bit deeper and deeper, and then Jason's gonna more technical. So sorry, this is a little bit. If it's too high level for you, just bear with me a little bit. But I think it's very important that we get the high level, right? Now, okay, now you kind of got like, okay, why Arbitrum? What is Arbitrum? Okay, what is so unique about it, right? Then we'll kind of get into, oh, okay, so what products do you guys have, right? So Arbitrum is a suite of these Ethereum scaling solutions, right? Each offering slight different capabilities catering to different use cases, right? So when I say use cases, like a gaming, decentralized finance, decentralized exchanges, things like that, right? So starting from the left, so Arbitrum 1, and then if you feel like, oh, this is so much stuff, I think the part that I definitely want you to look at is like, what kind of use cases are there, right? Which one is really optimal for? Again, the point is more about flexibility, but I think if you kind of want to understand like what it is and everything, you should look at here. All right, so starting with Arbitrum 1, it is designed for the general use, providing the scalability and the cost effectiveness, okay? Providing Ethereum compatible smart contract, and this is mainly suitable for the DeFi and then the NFT project. Moving to the next one though, Arbitrum Nova is designed for applications that require a higher transaction throughput, and that don't necessarily require the full decentralization that DeFi's need, okay? So more suitable for gaming, social dApps, things like that, which I will get into. Now, the key difference between these two is that the Arbitrum 1 provides Ethereum's complete trustlessness, okay? Using the rollups, while Arbitrum Nova is more useful in situations where the affordability and performance are more required. Okay, so that's the difference between, that's what the implication in terms of the kind of use cases you're building. Now, there's a third one you notice, Arbitrum Orbit, which we'll definitely talk more in detail. But long story short, it's the one that I want you to really take away about Orbit is customization, customizability. Okay, clearly I'm not exciting for you. This chain can be can really help you build your own L2 or L3 orbit chains, and L3 orbit chains can settle to the other L2s, such as Arbitrum 1, which then settles to the Ethereum. Okay, what else? So today also we're going to talk about Stylus equal EVM plus. What is Stylus? It's an upgrade that is right now currently in the test nets. Right, currently introducing a new virtual machine that runs alongside the EVM. And it allows developers to write in coding languages that you might be more familiar with, like Rust, C, C++, and so on and so forth. Right. We think Stylus is going to be a game changer, especially for developers, because you have the capabilities to onboard the next generation of developers like yourselves. Right, you guys are learning how to code everything in different languages, and it allows you because it broadens your choices of coding languages, right? And you activate new use cases that user could not or had a difficulty doing on the EVM chains. Okay. Oh, sorry, I just jumped right there. Okay, so that was, all right, I'm now louder. Okay. All right, shifting the gear. So now I kind of did the high level overview. Okay, I'm gonna kind of go into each one. I'll definitely more deep dive into the Arbitrum 1 and lightly touch on the Nova Orbit and so on and so forth, and then talk about how you can participate in the Arbitrum ecosystem, okay? Okay, so first, I want to go deep dive into Arbitrum 1. So Arbitrum 1 is recognized as the most advanced and decentralized and secured layer 2 chain by analyst L2Beat. And its block speed is nearly the best you can get on any layer 2 scaling solutions out there with under 1 second performance. And Arbitrum Orbit, which we'll talk later on, will go much faster down to 0.1 second per block. And then Arbitrum 1 is, in fact, the most bridge to network in crypto for the efficient service it offers. I mean, these are just numbers. And so, right, $15 billion total value bridge, 40% roll-up market share. I mean, just numbers, but it really just show you the massive adoption that's being getting. And then you hear a lot about how Arbitrum is the home for DeFi, or the place for DeFi innovation, because I think I mentioned more than 1.5 million ETH is now or roughly $5 billion worth of Ethereum resides in the Arbitrum bridges. So if you're looking to develop any kind of DeFi projects, right, you want to be where all the other protocols are being developed, right, from a liquidity perspective. You cannot build your DeFi project in a silo. You want to make sure that you build it in the ecosystem where the users are, where the high quality users are, where the liquidity is. And then, sorry, I know it might be a little bit small, but Arbitrum one is a go-to place where project innovate derivatives and futures products. So GMS, for example, which is the one here, is the leading derivative protocol, and it's built native on Arbitrum. Another DeFi protocol that may have started elsewhere also come next to Arbitrum. So TraderJoy, for instance, started on Avalanche, and then first kind of expansion stop was Arbitrum. So you can see that we are really the home of DeFi. And then when you look at all these, other kind of, decentralized finance kind of, use cases. Okay. This one I don't know which. Okay, it was taken on April 3rd. We were number 3, and because this volume changes obviously every day. The ranking might change, but we're consistently in the top 5 for the decentralized exchange, or what we call DEX volume. What more? Arbitrum ecosystem is huge. So with what you consider as what we call blue chips in Web3. So I think, I don't think I need to go through any of them, because I think you definitely recognize a few of these brands. And then also some of these are built native on the Arbitrum one. So it really just shows the size of and the robustness of the Arbitrum ecosystem. And then it is stopping. It's not stopping at all. It's expanding, and it's just nothing short of the big partners. It has some of the biggest partners in the ecosystem, like Chainlink. I don't know if you've heard of it, and Robinhood. And so, Chainlink, for example, has integrated with Arbitrum One with its wallet infra, and then even written a step-by-step guide on how easy it is to launch smart contracts on Arbitrum. And Robinhood allows users of Robinhood wallet to trade swaps on Arbitrum. So there's a lot more integration coming up here. Okay, so you now know that Arbitrum One, home for DeFi. Moving to Nova, which is increasingly popular with gaming and social. So Arbitrum Nova, compared to One, think of it as a high-performance alternative to the One chain. While like One implements the purely trustless rollup protocol, the Nova implements the mostly trustless any-trust protocol. Now, I'm not going to get too much into it, but the key difference is that this any-trust protocol, which Nova is built on, introduces a permission committee to store the chain's data and provide it on demand, right? And this alternative approach allows developers to meet the demands of low gas fees and high performance in scenarios like gaming, right? NFTs. I mean, I don't know if you're a gamer, right? Clearly, you need the speed to play very exciting games, right? And then, right? So the volume is so high, and then need for trustless is not as much. And so that's why gaming developers would prefer to build on the Nova. Okay, and these are like expanding list of the titles we have, and then it's really good to know that Arbitrum is really emerging as the go-to kind of L2 network for games. So I was just in San Francisco 3 weeks ago for the world's biggest game developer conference called GDC. And I saw an increasing number of gaming titles being built on Arbitrum and being showcased there, right? Aside with all the other kind of Web2, other gaming kind of studios. The one that I like, I don't know if you're a gamer. If you are, take a picture of it and then you can follow up. The one actually I like is Pirate Nation. It's an RPG, a role-playing game that allows you to own a pirate, fight or team up with other pirates for rewards. You can build your own island with your winnings from quests and so on and so forth. So it's actually quite fun. So I definitely encourage you to try it. Big win for the Arbitrum ecosystem was Ape DAO. I think you know them more for the BAYC. It's the ApeCoin DAO is the governing body for the ApeCoin. Just voted to build its games on Arbitrum Nova. So huge win for the Arbitrum ecosystem, right? So a lot of these gaming studios also really looking to Arbitrum to build these gaming scenarios. So lots of excitement here. Cool. Arbitrum Orbit. Now, there's a whole entire session, so I also don't want to steal the thunder from this one, so I'll really lightly touch on this. But I think when you think about Arbitrum Orbit, the key word is customization. Okay, just if there is anything that you should remember, is that, right? You allow the builder to choose the technology component that suits the user's needs and change, without making any sacrifices. So you can support both L2, L3 chains. You can choose settle on Ethereum as an independent layer 2, or use an Arbitrum 1 or Nova or any other rollup, right? And then you can really look at the weigh the pros and cons of each kind of option, and then really choose it for yourself. Now, what are the benefits of launching an Orbit chain? Again, our next speaker will talk will talk more in depth about this, so I don't want to steal thunder from this. But long story short, 2 buckets utilize Arbitrum technology stack, Ethereum security to build your own blockchain, and tap into Off-Chain Labs network of trusted providers. Okay, so, and then the Orbit also chain is expanding very fast. So currently there are about 20 plus Orbit chains publicly announced, and 50 plus Orbit chains in development, right? So Caldera, Conduit, Allayer, all providing support to teams looking to build on this. And I really hope to see some developers in Vietnam also start really paying attention and build on this too. Okay, I think that's enough for a lot of technology. You can tell I'm not the most technical person, but okay, let me take a little bit of drink. Okay, now what else? Another strength of, I think, Arbitrum ecosystem is its decentralization. So it is the largest layer 2 network, as I mentioned, but it is most decentralized. And it's really the universal, I know I get a little bit technical about it, but it is really the only universal layer 2 that has advanced to stage 1 in terms of the decentralization, right? So if you want to really know about like which ones are decentralized apps that have been developed on the thing, I will give you a list of the links that you should check out to really get that. And then Arbitrum is very community driven. We have what we call Arbitrum DAO that was established in March 2023 and has a tremendous job of taking over the governance of Arbitrum 1 and Nova that I mentioned. Right? And this is where they will review the Arbitrum improvement proposals day and night to make the Arbitrum a better ecosystem, more decentralized. And what does it mean for you is you want to build on a chain that's governed by community, not governed by one single owner or a set of the centralized entities, right? Because that is the whole beauty of building in Web3. So the next couple slides is going to be, well, 3 slides are going to be very important for you because what does it all mean for you, right? So first, how can you participate in this ecosystem? First, we have what we call ambassador program. What the hell is that? You can be an ambassador. You can represent Arbitrum in your local community. Lead virtual or in-person meetups, create your own content about the products I just mentioned, grow your personal network, so on and so forth. There are already 156, and I'm pretty sure I need to update this number. 156 ambassadors from 32 countries representing Arbitrum all over the world. And we are meeting them like kind of every day. Right. The other one is grants program. If you're a developer who is itching to build something amazing, the next, DeFi or the next, gaming on the Web3, there is a grant program. So if you're a developer or early stage team, you can get the support. And the thing is, it's not just only, it's very community driven, but not only about like financial support that we give. I'm actually providing also like a marketing kind of workshop to these grantees, right? Because you have to not only learn about how to build a business, but also how to market it, right? So this is where we try to give more than the funding help. Also, you can participate in these marketing campaign activations. There are 2 that we have did. One is currently right now, focused on the gaming. It's an 8-week on-chain gameathon designed to highlight the most innovative gaming experiences in the Web3. So check it out if you have time. This one, sorry, I wish it was a QR code. I suggest you take a screenshot of this because this is like where, sorry, you have to, I don't know what's the best way, but yeah, this is where I think you can like click and then find out more about what I just talked about. Okay, 2 more. Please follow us on Twitter or x.com. We just hit a 1 million follower, a big milestone for us. And this is, I think, I mean, I wish I could live here and then give you guys a talk every day to, update. But now we all go digital, right? This is the best way for you to get update from us, right? So please, if you feel like Arbitrum is, you want to stay connected with us, this is, please follow us on Twitter. Okay. So this is the today's agenda. So yeah, we have a whole, we'll end at 3:30. We have some merch, so shrags. I don't know how you say it in Vietnamese. That if you stay till lunch, we'll distribute. And if you join after lunch, if you stay here, we also distribute. So there's more incentive for you to stay. Yes. Okay. I know those who just joined or joining. And if you have not joined the Telegram, please go. I think it's on the screen. And please download the Stylist and Orbit SDK now. It will take a while. So do that because I think especially the afternoon session is going to be quite hands-on programming. So if you don't have it, it's going to be a little bit hard for you to try and so on and so forth. Okay. With that, I would like to hand it over to Jason.